Peace and blessings. Happy Thursday. And welcome back to the check in. For those of you that don't know me, I am Dr. Sabrina Njai. I'm a therapist, I'm a storyteller, I'm a peace builder. And this check in is an opportunity for people to ask me questions from their heart and for me to answer them from my very imperfect heart. So today's question is, Dear Dr. Sabrina, I've been in therapy off and on for many years, and I still hate my mom. My therapist doesn't seem to have a clear answer for why. Perhaps you can. Ooh. Well, I also don't have a very clear answer because I don't know all of your story, but I do know that therapy has, for many, many years, been focused on what is wrong with the people who raised us and less focused on what is good, what is righteous, what is true. And I find that the healing comes when we can create a balance between those two, when we can look at the people who raised us and know that there is no such thing, you hear me? No such thing as perfect parenting. Hard as I try, with all of my knowledge and skills, I was not a perfect parent. Hard as my parents tried, they were not perfect parents. There is no such thing because there is no book to describe all the different possibilities of raising a unique human being. There's only one of you. There's only one of me. There's only one of each of my children. And I do not know everything about them or myself. So, my invitation to everyone that's struggling with this is to, instead of looking at your parents through these two or three things that they did, which is probably very true for you and for them, is to look at them through a timeline, look at patterns, look at obstacles through the lens of how they lived their life, what was happening in that time. And then look at their strengths. How were they resilient? What did they grow out of? And what I notice is people tend to look at their parents through the lens of what happened in 1962, 1972, 1982, through a 2022 lens. And is that really fair? So the question I want you to consider is, who was this person then? Who are they now? What patterns did they exhibit that I want to change? And what strengths did they show up with that I want to keep? And I want you to be reminded again and again and again that you have choices and you can choose to forgive and you can choose what that relationship will look like if you do forgive. And you can choose to be free from the burdens of the people who came before you if you choose to be consciously aware of where you fall off the path of love. So you can also close your eyes and feel the steps your mother walked before she parented you and while she parented you. What was happening in the world? What was her experience like even being pregnant with you? If you can look back that far, if you have that capacity, breathe into what those realities were. Notice how they're different from the current reality. Stay there for a moment. And when you're ready, open your eyes and jot it down. Do a little history lesson in your parents. And then see what else is in there for your own healing. I assure you, every time you do this, a little bit will lift, allowing you to see what you need for your own growth instead of focusing on what they still need for theirs. So I appreciate your question, and we're going to talk about mom and dad and all the other folks who raised us many more times. I appreciate your presence, and I continue to hold you in my heart as you continue to walk this journey back to yourself. Peace and blessings.